Kimber Hill from Modern Martial Arts Academy in DeLand, Florida. I am here to talk to you today about nutrition. Nutrition is so important, especially nowadays while childhood obesity is becoming an epidemic. We have the opportunity to really make some powerful changes in our children's lives because they look up to us as role models, even more so than sometimes their parents or their teachers at school. When we teach this exact same lesson, we can have more powerful results. With that in mind, instructors, make sure that you are leading by example. Let them see you eating healthy foods and drinking water all the time. Please do not stock sodas and junk food in your pro shop. Although you may make some good money with it, I promise you that if you substitute it for health foods, juices, and water, you will make just as much money because that's the only option you're giving them. And you're also leading by example and setting good and being a good role model for them. Now, we're going to start, there's 4 components to this nutrition lesson. We're going to start with water because water is key to nutrition. And a lot of times people don't talk about water. They talk about the 4 food groups and different things like that, but water is essential. Now, little dragons, before we get started, I want to know whether or not you like water. Raise your hand if you guys like to drink water. Good, most of you do. Okay, put your hands down. Now, thinking about yesterday, raise your hand if you had 1 or more glasses of water during the day. Good, most of you did. All right, put your hand down. Raise your hand if you had 2 or more glasses of water yesterday. Okay, think about it. Now put your hand down. Raise your hand if you had 3 or more glasses of water yesterday. All right, I've got less hands going up. And how about 4 or more glasses of water yesterday? How many of you drank that? Okay, pretty good. Well, the reason I'm asking about how many glasses of water you drank every day is because it's really important to get about 3 or 4 glasses. As a matter of fact, the general rule is you should have 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds that you weigh. Now, that's a weird mathematical equation, so let me explain that. If you weigh about 60 pounds, then you need to drink about 4 glasses of water. If you weigh about 40 pounds, you need to drink about 3 glasses of water, okay? So depending on where you're at, depends on how much you should drink. Now, I'm a lot bigger than you, so I need to drink about 8 glasses of water a day. That's a lot of water, isn't it? It is, yeah.
How old are you?
Well, I'm not going to tell you how much I weigh, but I bet you could do the math and figure it out, or maybe your mom and dad could. The reason why it's so important to drink lots of water is because our body is made up of mostly water. As a matter of fact, if this was our body, then we would have this much water in it. That's a lot of water, isn't it? That's most of our body. That's 70% water. That means more than half of our body is water. And we lose water every day. Does anybody know how we lose water? How does it? Sweat. It comes out our skin and our skin gets all wet. When we sweat or perspire when we're working out, we lose some water there. Does anybody know the other way that we lose water? Jason?
Go to the bathroom.
When we go to the bathroom every day, we lose some water. So we got to make sure that we put that water back in. So whenever we lose it, we got to drink lots of extra water. So if we drink our 3 to 4 glasses of water every day, then we'll be good to go. Now, these dragons know a little bit about digestion because we've talked about this in class already. But when you're explaining the digestive system and the digestive process, you can have a little fun with it. Again, you want to keep in mind that you're teaching 4 to 7-year-olds, so you've got to really take your terminology down to their level. So, the way our body digests our food is when we put it in our mouth, we chew it up, or we swallow it if it's just liquid, and it goes down our throats and into our tummy. And then our tummies churn and they move, and sometimes you can feel it moving, or you can even hear it when it starts making noises as it breaks our food down in tiny, tiny pieces. Then from there it moves into the intestines, and the intestines are like this tube, this long tube that just kind of zigzags all through your tummy. And from the intestines, all the good stuff in the food that we eat comes out into our body. So like all the protein and vitamins and minerals and water gets absorbed into our lungs and heart and blood and bones and muscles to make us strong and smart. All of the yucky stuff, like the artificial colors and flavors, all those things that make the food taste good or look good, but they're not really good for our body, that stuff has to go out. And you know where that stuff comes out, right? Okay, so that's how we lose some water. Well, with that in mind, when we drink just pure water, And that's it. There's nothing in it. It's pure water. It does not have to be digested. Instead, it just goes straight into all of the organs and different parts of your body that need it. But if you drink Gatorade or soda or things like that, yeah, it has water in it, but it has so many other things in it that it has to go through that digestive process. Well, by the time you get to the end of the digestive process, there isn't much water left. Most of it had to be used to get rid of all the sugar and all the artificial colors that were in there. So we want to make sure that we always drink pure water when we're counting how much water we should drink every day. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Now, another reason why we drink water is for our brains. Water really helps our brains work better. And our brains are important, right? They make us super smart. So not only are we going to be strong because we drink lots of water, but we're also going to be smart. And the reason why is because our brain is filled mostly with water. As a matter of fact, if this bottle was our brain would have this much water in it. That's even more water than what's in our body. As a matter of fact, our brain is 80% water. Now, that's a lot of water. The biggest reason why our brain has so much water is because water helps our brain work. Now, we talked about electricity before in Dragon Safety class. Does everybody remember when we were talking about lightning and electricity? And well, our brain kind of works like lightning. It'll shoot, like you have these little nerve receptors, okay? And it'll shoot like a lightning bolt across your brain, and then it'll get caught by the other nerve receptor, okay? And then it'll shoot a message like a lightning bolt over to the other one, and the other one will catch it. Well, that's every time you have a thought, that's what happens. Every time, like if you touch something hot, ouch, that hurts, okay? That nerve is shooting a message all the way up to your brain, so it's like messengers. Now, the messengers go a lot faster and a lot better when they have lots of water to float in, okay? So it makes it, the water helps it work better. So we've got to have lots of water in our brain to make it work. Now, I'm going to find out how much water you guys have in your body by testing it with my little energy ball. I have a little ball right back here, and it looks like a little ping pong ball, but it's like a magical ping pong ball. It's got two little metal pieces on here, and when we touch these metal pieces, it will light up and make noise if we have enough water in our body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one finger on one metal piece, put the other finger on the other, and it works because I have enough water in my body. Pretty cool, huh? All right, now we're going to try to light up this ball all together as a group. In order to make it work, we all have to touch each other. So, but we can either hold hands or we can hold different body parts. So I want you boys to scooch in just a little bit for me. Good. Scooch in a little bit more, Jason, because I'm going to have you actually touch toes with Sarah. Sarah, you scooch in a little bit too and stick out a foot. Stick out some toes. Okay. Now, Jason, can you scooch in a little bit more? You guys need longer legs, don't you? Okay, now, I want you two boys just to hold hands. Okay? And you hold my hand too, Gary. Now, Aisha, you and I are going to hold this ball. So I'm going to hold one metal piece of the ball, but try not to touch my hand. Just try to touch the other metal piece with one finger. And then I want you to hold Olivia's hand. Can you hold Olivia's hand for me? Good. Olivia, I want you to touch Sarah on the nose. All right? And Sarah, you and Jason are touching toes. Okay, Aisha, everybody touching? Go ahead and touch. Good. Everybody touching? There we go. Now let go of toes. And touch toes again. Oh, touch toes. And let go. And touch toes. And let go, and touch toes. All right, freeze. All right, we can break or make this circuit depending on our body content, whether we're touching each other or whether we have enough water in our body. So that's how this works. Now, we can also make this work with other foods. So we're going to talk about that in the next unit. Now, another cool thing that we can do with this energy ball is we can make it work without touching as long as there's water. So let me show you. I've got some water back here. And we need to make our circle again. So Jason, I want you to scooch in for me. Scooch in quite a bit so your bottom's barely on the cushion. So keep scooching in, keep scooching, because you're gonna have to touch Sarah again, sweetie. Can you come all the way up here? As a matter of fact, why don't you slide down so you're not even on the cushion? There you go. All right, and Sarah, you come in a little bit. Now, Sarah and Jason, I want you to touch toes again. But this time, Jason and Gary, I don't want you guys to touch each other. So make sure you're not touching. All right? Now, what you're going to do is I want you to hold out just your finger like this. Gary, you're going to hold my hand here. Aisha, you're going to help me hold this ball again. You two girls are going to hold hands, and you two girls are going to hold hands. So go ahead and hold hands. Good. Now, I want you guys to take your finger and just touch the ground for me. Can you just touch the carpet? And Aisha, we're going to see if this works. So touch my metal ball, but don't touch me. Okay, it doesn't light up the ball. Now, nobody move, except for Jason and Gary. I want you to take your fingers and stick them in the water, but don't touch each other. Just stick them in the water. Okay? Pull your fingers out. Stick your fingers in the water. Pull them out. Stick your fingers in the water. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Try those fingers off. You can just wipe them on your uniform like that. There you go. Now, the reason why this works, we have to touch each other, right? Well, these boys weren't touching each other here, but the water was connecting you. So the water was making that work. That's how it works in your brain. When one messenger sends the message to the other messenger, they're not touching each other, but the water connects it and lets them talk to each other, just like it completed this circuit and lit up our energy ball. Good job, you guys. Okay, you guys can scooch back. Sit back where you were. Very good. Now, what did we learn about water today? Does it give us energy?
Yes.
Does it? It makes us strong, and it does it make us smart? Yes, and it makes us not forget things, right? Very good. All right, so are we going to drink lots of water today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we going to drink water with lunch today?
Yes, ma'am.
And with dinner?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many glasses of water are we going to drink today? At least 3, better even 4 or more, okay? There's no harm in drinking more water. As a matter of fact, the more water you drink, the smarter you're going to be and the stronger you're going to be. Now, this next lesson is on fruits and vegetables. You know, kids already get plenty of discussion on the other food groups. But fruits and vegetables are really where we need to put our focus because really and truly that's what kids aren't eating. They're usually eating plenty of meat and dairy and other things, but they usually are not getting enough vegetables specifically. So that's what we're going to focus on today. All right, dragons, I want to know how many of you guys like to eat fruit? Raise your hand if you like to eat fruit. Good. All dragons love fruit. All right, put your hands down. Now, here's the hard one. How many of you guys like to eat vegetables? Raise your hand. You love carrots. Good. Okay, so we don't have as many hands that go up with vegetables. That's normal. The reason why most kids really like to eat fruit is because it has a lot of sugar in it. And that sugar makes it taste yummy. As a matter of fact, fruit is nature's dessert, okay? That's how nature makes dessert, is by making fruit. Now, vegetables, though, are very, very, very important. They're really more important than fruit. They're the most important food that you could eat. So we need to make sure that we eat lots of them. As a matter of fact, vegetables are what's going to make our bodies very strong. It helps us make a lot of protein, and it helps us think a little bit better. So we're going to talk about vegetables for the most part today. Now listen, I know that many of you do like some vegetables, but maybe not all vegetables. Now what I did with my daughter is I made a deal with her. When she was your age, she used to fuss with me so much about eating vegetables. So what I told her is that I would only make her eat the vegetables that she liked, but she had to tell me which vegetables she liked so that I could buy them at the grocery store. So what we did is we sat down and we made a list of all of the fruits that she liked and all of the vegetables that she liked. And we made a whole list. Now at first she's like, I don't like any vegetables, I don't want any. And I said, Sarah, I've got to make you eat some vegetables. So you have to pick something, otherwise I'm going to make you eat whatever I want to eat. And do you like peas, Aisha? Do you like sweet peas? Do you like broccoli? No. How about spinach? Do you like spinach? No. How about Brussels sprouts? No. How about green beans? Ooh. Yum. So there's some vegetables that kids like, but there's some that they don't like. And that's okay. I don't like some kinds of vegetables either. I like most of them, but there's some of them that are like, ooh, yucky. So we can do a couple things. Number one, help your parents by letting them know what vegetables you like. And then when they make them for you, don't fuss. Make sure you eat them, okay? The next thing that you can do is you can dress up your vegetables. You can add dips and other things to it. So carrots taste really good in ranch dressing. Cucumber slices taste really good too with some kind of salad dressing. I personally love to eat celery sticks with peanut butter. Yum, yum. Do you like that? No? Does anybody here like peanut butter? Yes? Okay, good. Well, how about, have you ever had a peanut butter and lettuce sandwich? You like peanut butter and lettuce sandwich? Me too. That's really good. Of course, peanut butter and banana sandwiches are really good too. But you can do all kinds of stuff. You can use all kinds of salad dressings with your cold vegetables. You can use cheese sauce with some of your hot veggies. Like cheese sauce on broccoli is really good, or asparagus. So play around with that and be creative. See if you can experiment and create some new foods even with your different concoctions. Now, I have a plate of different fruits and vegetables here. And the reason why I have this plate is to show you some different things that we can do. I also have a cracker. Now, we've talked about how fruits and vegetables we've talked about this before, how they have lots of vitamins and minerals. And most people know that. That's one of the biggest reasons why we want to eat fruits and vegetables. Another thing that they have in there is called fiber. Can you guys say fiber? Fiber. Now, fiber is this weird thing that you probably won't talk about too much till you get a little bit older, but it's really important. Fiber is kind of like a toothbrush. It works that way. You know how when you eat food and little bits of food get stuck in your teeth and you have to go brush your teeth to get it out, okay? Well, the same thing works in your digestive system. We talked about when you eat food, you eat it, you chew it up, you swallow it, and it goes down your throat, into your tummy, and into your intestines, right? Well, sometimes little pieces of food get stuck along the way. Just like they get stuck in your teeth, they get stuck in your throat, they get stuck in your tummy, they get stuck in your intestines. So when you eat food that has lots of fiber, like fruits and vegetables do, it will help scrape all that food off and get it out of your system, which is really important because we don't want it to stay in there. We either want to use it or get rid of it, right? The last reason why fruits and vegetables are so important is because they contain a lot of water, and we know water means energy, right? Now, in our last class, we talked about water, and we used our energy ball to see if we could light it up with the water that's in our body. Today, we're going to use some of the pieces of fruit and vegetables that I have here to see if we can light up this ball. So let's get a little bit closer. Jason, can you scooch in for me? And Sarah, you scooch in for me. And you guys can touch toes again, because I know that was fun. In karate, we do a lot of stuff with our feet, so we can do this with our feet too. Everybody else hold hands, except Aisha and I are going to hold on to this ball instead of holding hands. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys hold some fruit. So you know what, girls, I want you to separate your hands, and I want you each to hold this tomato. Now, try not to touch each other's fingers, but do hold the tomato, okay? Can you hold it okay like that? Now, Aisha, you and I are going to hold this ball, and Gary, you and I are going to hold hands. Everybody touching? Aisha, go ahead and touch your finger on that. Look at that. The tomato is lighting up the energy ball. Isn't that cool? All right, go ahead and let go. All right, now we're going to let go of this. Let's see if an apple will work. So girls, hold on to the apple for me. You girls are getting hungry, aren't you? All right, is everybody touching? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay, the apple, let's slice it up too. Make sure you keep touching, Jason. Touch your toes. Good, all right. Now let's see grapes. Grapes are really juicy, aren't they? Let's see if we can get one of these grapes to light up this ball. Let's pop this off. Now, you girls have to be real careful. Don't smush it, because grapes will, if you squeeze them, they'll go juicing everywhere, won't they? Ready? Aisha, touch that. Yes, the grape worked too. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's get rid of the grape. How about something like cauliflower? Cauliflower is yummy, but it doesn't seem to have much water in it. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, remember, vegetables have water and energy, so let's see if this will work. Good. Now, girls, don't touch each other. The cauliflower does work. Okay, now let's put the cauliflower back. How about a celery stick? Yeah, let's see if a celery stick will work. Yeah, ew, what? Yes, it does work. Do you not like celery?
No.
No? I love celery.
I do too.
Now, okay, let's try banana. Banana, I don't know. It's in a peel, so let's see if it'll work. It's got to have lots of energy and lots of water to work in the peel, and it does. Good. Keep your toes touching. Please. There you go. Good. All right. Now, last thing we're going to try is a cracker. Okay? Now, the cracker is not a fruit, and it's not a vegetable. So we're going to see if this cracker will light up this energy ball and give us as much water and energy as fruits and vegetables will. So hold on to the cracker, but don't touch each other. Okay? Now, you guys touch. Oh, it won't touch. You girls don't touch each other over there. You girls, yeah, don't touch each other. All right? See, it will not light up the ball. All right, let go. So what does that tell us about crackers?
It won't light up.
And if it won't light up the ball, does it have enough energy to...
No.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have enough energy to light up this ball, so it probably doesn't have enough energy to give us energy either. That's why it's important that we eat lots of fruits and vegetables so that we get our energy in every day. All right, now what are we going to eat today? Good answer. Say that louder for me.
Fruit and vegetables.
Now, I have lots of this stuff. Does this look good? I see your mouths watering. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and take a break and go eat some fruits and vegetables. Yay! All right, instructors, now we're talking about junk food. This is key. The two things that really are making our children unhealthy right now is that they're not drinking enough water, they're not eating enough vegetables, and they're eating way too much junk food. So we really need to combat junk food. How many of you guys know what junk food is? Yeah, we all know what it is. Don't we? Put our hands down. Who can give me an example of junk food? Jason.
Well, junk food is bad for you, and junk food gets thrown out or stays in your tummy and makes your stomach ache.
Sometimes, sure.
Or it can make you be bad health.
Okay. Like what kind of food is junk food? Can you give me an example?
Like
Soda.
And, well, it's kind of a funny word, but chicken.
Okay. All right. What else? What other kind of junk food?
French fries.
French fries. That's junk food.
Fast food is.
Most fast food.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. What?
Brownies.
What else?
And
Candy. What else?
chocolate.
Chocolate. We like this stuff. It's yummy food, but it's really bad for us, right? Now, chicken isn't so much considered junk food. I know you don't usually eat chicken, and that's okay. But the real things that we really want to focus on here is candy and soda and brownies and cake and cookies and ice cream and fast food, things that have lots of fat and sugar and other things in it. Now, we're going to do an activity here in just a second. I need 2 volunteers for my activity. All right, boys, you're going to be my volunteers. Okay. So in just a second, we're going to do this fun game so that we can show you what junk food does to your body. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go. All right, you guys, thanks for volunteering for me today. We're going to demonstrate something here, and I'm not going to tell you what we're demonstrating until after you do it. So just hang with me. I've got 2 gift bags here. One is for you, Gary, and one is for you, Jason. Now, what I want you guys to do is when I say go, I'm going to hit this timer for 10 seconds. I want you both to pull your gifts out of this bag. Now, one of you has just a gift. The other one has a gift plus a lot of trash. If there is trash in your bag, you have to pull the trash out 1 piece at a time, okay? How many pieces?
1.
1 piece at a time. Run the trash to the trash can, come back, get the next piece of trash, and run it back to the trash can, okay? If you don't have trash in your bag, then you can just pull your gift out. Now, after you find your gift, I want you to give me 10 push-ups. How many push-ups? 10 push-ups. So, and you have 10 seconds to do this, so you guys got to move fast, okay? Now, this is a little contest, so I want you to go as fast as you can. Can you guys do this for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go. Let me back up out of the way. On your mark. Get set. Go! Hurry, quick. 1 piece of trash at a time. Hurry, quick. That's it. Stuff it in the trash can. Holy cow, are you done with that already? I freeze time. Holy cow, you didn't get to do your push-ups, did you? No, that's all right. You know why? Because there's too much trash in the bag, isn't there? But Gary, you got to do all of your push-ups, didn't you? Gary, are you tired at all? No. Are you tired from running?
Yes.
A little bit from running. Good, you guys did a great job. Now let's come back over and we're going to sit down and we're going to explain to the group why we did this. So come on. All right, good job, guys. Thanks for helping with that activity. You guys, let's give them a hand. You guys did very good with that. All right. Now, Jason, are you tired after doing all that running?
Yes.
Yes. Are you tired after doing all those push-ups?
No.
No. You know what? Thank you for participating in that activity. Jason, I knew that you weren't going to win that activity, so I hope you didn't feel bad. I kind of set you up there. Now, what I was trying to demonstrate, girls, when I had those boys do that, is I was trying to demonstrate how those gift bags are kind of like junk food, okay? If we eat nutritious food, last week we talked about fruits and vegetables, right? And fruits and vegetables lit up our energy ball, and they did all that kind of stuff, so we know they give us lots of energy. So when we eat fruits and vegetables, we have lots of energy, and we're ready to do push-ups. And that was similar to the gift bag that Gary opened. There was no junk food in that bag. There was only good stuff, right? He got a gift. Now, the gift that Jason opened up was kind of like junk food, okay? There was a little tiny present in there, and most of it was trash. Well, that's what happens when we eat junk food. If we eat cookies or cakes or brownies or drink soda or eat fast food or anything like that, or ice cream, yeah. Whenever we do that, there's lots of yucky stuff in there and only a little bit of good stuff. Do you guys ever look at the backs of the labels, like on cereal boxes or whatever, and it'll tell you what is in that, tell you how many vitamins and minerals and things like that are in there? Have you ever done that, Sarah? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so you know that some junk food has a little bit of nutrition in it. It'll have a little bit of vitamin C and B and different things like that, but it also has a ton of sugar and things in there. Well, guess what? When our bodies have all of that sugar and all those artificial colors and all those sweeteners and all those other things that it has to clean out, it's got to get rid of it before it can give us any energy. And it takes so much energy to get rid of all of that it's really hard for our bodies to do the things that we're supposed to do, like chores and push-ups and other activities and things like that. Does that make sense? Okay, let me show you this. I have a plate here. And this is a plate of yucky stuff. I'll turn it this way. Now, what is on this plate is fat, sugar, and salt. Do you think that your moms and dads would let you eat that much sugar?
No.
Are you sure about that? They wouldn't let you just come in and start spooning up and eating that sugar like that?
No way.
No way? How about that much salt? Do you think you'd want to put that much salt in your mouth? No. Are you sure about that? How about all this fat? Doesn't that look yummy? Ew, it looks disgusting, doesn't it? Well, guess what? How many of you guys like fast food? Like a kid's meal from McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King, French fries and soda and cheeseburgers? Okay, put your hands down. Guess what? If you've ever eaten one of those meals, that's how much fat you've eaten, that's how much sugar you've eaten, and that's how much salt you've eaten. Isn't that gross? I've never seen that much. I would never think to eat something like that on a plate, but that's how much is in those meals. And I bet if your mom and dad saw that, they probably wouldn't let you eat that much either. They'd probably say, no more junk food, no more fast food. Now, guess what? There's a little bit of vitamins and minerals in that junk food, but there's not that much vitamins and minerals. There's a lot of yucky stuff. So that's why we've got to really make sure we don't eat much junk food. Now, everybody look at me for a second. I want you to make sure, Sarah, you look at me. I want you to make sure you can really hear me on this, okay? It is okay to eat a little bit of junk food, okay? It's okay. So on a special occasion, if you want to have something like that, okay. But guess what? Here's the problem. Most kids want junk food all day, every day. That means they want breakfast at McDonald's and lunch at Burger King and dinner at Wendy's, and they're eating so much of this that, think about that. If you ate this 3 times a day, oh my gosh, that is just way too much. It will make you very, 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 very sick, okay? And sometimes you'll have problems like with allergies or other things like that, so you've got to make sure that you don't have very much of this if you do. As a matter of fact, in our house, the rule is 1 per week. My daughter, I only let her drink 1 soda per week. Now, what I'd like to see you guys shoot for is to try to only drink 1 non-water beverage per day. So we've already talked about how important it is to drink water every day. And we should drink about 3 to 4 cups of water every day. So if you want to have a Sunny D or a Capri Sun or some juice or something like that, make it only 1 per day and make sure you get all of the water that you're supposed to have. If you want to have a little bit of junk food for that day, make sure that you eat lots of extra good food, like vegetables, lots of vegetables. So let's say if you're going to have a burger from Burger King or something, or some fries or something like that, make sure you have a big salad with it, or have extra veggies at lunch or at dinner. And then make sure you definitely drink a big cup of water. Because you know what? We can counteract some of the junk food by eating lots of healthy food. So if you're going to be bad, be extra good at the same time. And make sure that you're only bad a little bit each week. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So are we going to eat healthy today, kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that wasn't very convincing. Give me a big yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Eat lots of fruit and vegetables, lots of water, and only a teeny tiny bit of junk food as a special treat. Instructors, this last segment in the nutrition unit is on exercise. And yes, exercise isn't really nutrition, but we're going to make the link. You've already seen my other video on exercise ideas to add into your physical classes. Now we're going to talk about it with the group setting so that the kids understand why exercise is so important. All right, Dragons, we have a huge mess in here. I've got trash all over the floor. We need to clean up this trash, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, you guys are going to help me clean up this trash, but there's a catch. We are going to pick up all of this trash and put it in the trash can, but we can't move. So make sure your legs sit still, put your hands on your lap, no moving arms, legs, no body parts, okay? Ready on the count of 3 without moving. We got to help pick up all this trash and put it away. 1, 2, 3, go! We can't do it, can we? If we sit just like we're sitting right now, we can't pick up this trash and move it. Now, the reason why I tricked you with this activity is I wanted to show you that in order to clean up the trash that's in our body, we have to move. There's no way that we can sit still all day and watch TV and listen to our teacher and hang out in our bedroom doing nothing and keep a healthy body. In order to keep our body super healthy, we have got to move around. We've got to exercise. And so what happens is, you know how last week we talked about all of the junk food, how it has all that extra stuff in there that we don't need? It has all the extra sugar and fat and salt, and it has other, artificial flavors and colors and preservatives and other things that aren't really food, okay? Real food are the vitamins and minerals and protein and water that we drink. That's what feeds our body and feeds our cells. But all that other stuff just makes it look cool. It makes it look yummy to eat. It makes it taste really good, things like that. Well, all that stuff that makes it look good and taste good that our body doesn't need is like trash in our body. And if we don't move around, that trash just stays in our body. And it doesn't move. And then it'll make us kind of fat, right? We'll get real fat because we fill up with trash. Because we gotta move all that trash out. So the only way that we can get rid of all the bad stuff from the junk food is to move. Do you guys like to move around and exercise and run and jump and bend over and slam dunk things? Yeah. So you know what? When you pick up your trash around the house, you can be fun and creative with it. You can try to shoot baskets. You can duck. You can jump. You can slam it behind your back. Do all kinds of stuff when you do your chores to make it really active. Now, in just a second, I'm going to have you guys help me clean this up, and then I want you to do that. I want you to run, jump, bend over, do those different things. But before we do that, we got to talk a little bit more about why exercise is so important and how to help you with exercise. Now, when we exercise, whenever we do our karate, we exercise. How many of you guys practice karate at home at least 15 minutes every day? Do you practice karate at home?
I practice at least kind of after work. Maybe on break time when
Okay.
I'm at school.
Oh, good, because you homeschool. Do you practice your karate at home at all? A little bit? Yeah, a little bit. Do you practice your karate at home? Raise your hand if you do. No, not so much. Oh, well, you're brand new, so you probably don't know too much to practice, but I want you to start doing that, okay? You practice yours, though. I saw that hand go up, and I saw your hand go up, too. So that's good. Now, I recommend that you practice at home at least 15 minutes every day. But you really should do at least 30 minutes of exercise every day. Do any of you guys ever play any other activities or any other sports like soccer or baseball or anything like that? Raise your hand. Good. Okay. Well, then you probably meet some of the additional exercise requirements because we need to exercise at least 30 minutes every day. So if you're doing karate and those other activities, you're probably getting it. But if you don't do any other activities, then you need to do some extra karate or extra chores or other things where you're moving your body and getting that exercise in. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to practice my karate with other people. It's a little bit more fun to exercise and ride bikes and run and jump and play and do karate with other people. Don't you agree? Do you like doing it with other people? Yeah, it is more fun. So guess what? we need to get mom and dad involved too, because it's important for mom and dad to exercise. So next time you're practicing your karate at home, why don't you ask mom and dad to help you? Maybe you can even show them some cool moves, okay? Or next time you want to go for a bike ride, ask mom and dad to go with you. Or maybe you can do even a challenge, a little contest as to who can do the most push-ups, you or mom. Or who can do the most sit-ups. So you can have a lot of fun, and the coolest thing about it is now you're going to help mom and dad get healthy. Do you want your mom and dad to be healthy too? Do you want mom and dad to be healthy? Yeah? They always do stuff like that. Yeah, they're karate people too. Well, good. Well, then make sure you get mom and dad involved. The best way to stay healthy is to have an exercise buddy. If you have a friend that isn't in karate, invite your friend to come to karate. And then when your friend comes, they'll see how fun it is, and they'll do it, and then you guys can practice together. Does that sound pretty cool? All right, you guys, we have a big mess here to clean up before we get out of class. So on the count of 3, I want you to jump up, grab as much trash as you can, and race it over to the trash can. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Grab some trash. Run! Run, run, run! Very good. Thank you, dragons. Okay. Instructors, have a lot of fun when you're teaching nutrition. A lot of times nutrition can be boring, and they tend to go over the same topics. The 4 food groups, don't have this, do have that. Let them know that everyone's human, everybody's going to eat junk food. Sometimes it's okay, but just make it a little bit. Instead, really focus on adding a lot of water, adding a lot of vegetables, and adding exercise to their daily routine. Make sure you're leading by example as well.